Hey, Changemaker teachers, we just wanted to provide a little extra training as you enter into your presentation time and getting ready to pilot those ideas. We have 3 weeks before spring break. Our goal is that our students are creating prototypes, budgets, and moving on to pilot, which is all about sharing your idea with confidence. A few quick reminders to help you and your team. On the slide here, you'll see that this is the judging criteria that we want students and teams focusing on, both for your exhibition in a few weeks before spring break and for the summit coming up. Those parts are presentation content. We really want to make sure those students are using all 5 parts of the Tom Todd planning roles to explain their idea. The judges will be looking for that. Presentation delivery, we are thinking about eye contact and enthusiasm, tone and volume. You always do such a great job of getting your kids ready for that. Judges this year have really made it clear they are looking for budget quality. They want to know how students would spend the $500, $1,000, or $4,000 if they should win. They're also looking at prototype quality. We're going to talk here about slides. That counts as a prototype. They're also looking for any other cool ways and creative ways that students are prototyping. And then most importantly, they are judging idea quality. Are these ideas needed and wanted, new and better, and able to become real for our community? A big clarification we want to make this year is that all teams must use the Tom Todd presentation template that is on our curriculum website, and I'm sharing in this email to create their presentation. This presentation uses a Pecha style presentation, which means they only get 5 slides of just 1 picture per slide. This constraint makes the kids be creative. No bullet points on those slides at all. We want 5 very visual slides that help the kids tell the story of their idea. They're going to be talking and sharing about their idea, so their notes can be in front of them. They can hold scripts, but the slides behind them, we want them to be just pictures. A key part of our presentations for the summit, and that you can start having your students train on right now, is getting students to think that each role is planning a 1 minute, 60 seconds, so to only 60 seconds, to explain their part of the project. We want to try to get them to have their whole presentation be 5 minutes. So super important on Summit Day because we are doing 8 teams back to back, and to get them all through having a nice 5-minute tight presentation, along with showing off their prototypes and having some Q&A time for the judges, makes the whole time students will be presenting about 1 hour and 15 minutes. So keeping your presentation to 5 minutes is a requirement this year. If each of the 5 roles, each plans a 1-minute pitch, I usually tell students that's about 2 paragraphs to 3 paragraphs worth of script for them to share, then they are good to go. We love this new presentation template because it makes everything really easy on you. But if you and your students are not familiar with Canva, there could be a little bit of a learning curve. So let me give you the quick 30-second walkthrough of how to use these slides. The students are limited to 5 slides, and we provided a really easy template for them to use. You'll see here, I'm looking at the researcher slide, and there's this big placeholder over the background. All your students have to do is drag one image that they can search in Canva to find or find on the internet onto there that represents their idea, what they're talking about. The researcher, that might be a chart that they find that shows what they're doing. That might be a picture of someone that they interacted with. It might be someone that they're hoping to help with their project. But they need to find one helpful image that will go over that whole thing. All they have to do is drag it on to that placeholder, and it'll expand the size of their slide, and they'll be good to go. You'll notice on the template, there is directions and a little circle at the bottom of each slide that helps you record yourself. This is an amazing tool for practice that we want to encourage every team to do. Recording yourself is so easy in Canva. You just go to upload. There's a button that says record yourself. You hit it and then hit record. And then students are literally recording themselves in a little circle that goes right onto that slide. even has a timer that helps them practice presenting in the time that they need. Remember, each role will have 60 seconds to share about their part of their research and their planning. So I recommend having students practice in recording so they can hear themselves back and make sure they're hitting that 60-second mark. Plus, we would love to collect all these recordings and slides from you so that we can have artifacts to share of these amazing projects your students are doing. This is 60 seconds right now, and you will see that when your students do this, it'll be just like I'm doing right now. My final note for everybody is that a big, big goal this year for Changemaker Challenge is that our end goal is that we use this prize money, make it active in the community this year. So every team will walk away with at least $500, $1,000, or $4,000. We want you to have a plan ready to go the minute your students get that big check in their hands at the Changemaker Summit, that you know how you're going to spend that money. Could be on supplies, could be on hiring a professional to help you, and it could be to hand it off to another organization who could use that money over a longer amount of time than the 3 or 4 weeks we have at the end of the school year to use that money for the project. That is an okay use. You'll notice in your launch materials on the website, you have a template for students to start thinking about how they will launch their project. This is a great next step after the Changemaker Summit, but I wanted to show it now to say that there's really two options we are encouraging teachers to think about. You're either piloting an idea, trying it once in a small scale to see how it works. East did this amazing last year. They popped up a food pantry outside their school with a local church for one day. They fed many, many families, but it was a one-time event, and they saw that it worked, and now it's inspired more events in that community. Or you could choose to hand off that money to a teacher, to another organization, so the students would be handing off that money for an adult to continue that idea forward. I think I Promise has done this brilliantly over the last couple years, where they have handed the money to a teacher who's taken on that project for the school and continued to plan that over the summer and then into the fall, so that idea can come to completion in the following year. Both those are great options. Start talking to your kids about how they will use that money this school year.